Recently, I've had the question, what poses should I avoid in a regular yoga class? This is a really important topic. As a yoga teacher with specific training for osteoporosis, yoga can be a wonderful tool and a great way to improve your posture, your balance, and to build strength leveraging your own body weight. In a regular yoga class that isn't designed specifically for osteoporosis, there are a number of poses that present actual danger and are not safe to do when you have bone loss. So today I am going to demonstrate what not to do and what you should do instead. Don't do this with me. So first off, if you've ever taken a regular yoga class, it's likely that you've seen something called sun salutations. Let me demonstrate what this looks like, and let's talk about what not to do and what you should do instead. So to start out, we usually start out standing at the top of our mats. Feet can be hip width apart or they can be right next to each other. You reach your arms up towards the sky and then you exhale and make your way into a forward fold. This is an absolute no-no. Don't ever do this if you have osteoporosis. What you should do instead is to reach your arms up towards the sky, and then when you hear the teacher give the cue to exhale and forward fold, you come to a flat back and you stop right here where you know that your back is safe. From here, the next step is to move back into a high plank. So from here, from this position, you're going to bend your knees, bring one foot back, and then your other foot back, coming into your high plank, and then we lower down, coming into either a cobra or to upward facing dog, and then from here, tuck under your back toes and make your way into downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is a pose that you can do provided you can keep your back straight. It's also possible to lift your heels up or even to bend your knees in order to do this safely. The essential part is that you keep your back straight and strong. And then from here, we have several breaths in our downward facing dog, and then we move forward. So from here, looking forwards, you want to step one foot forward, making sure that your spine doesn't come to a round, and then step your other foot forward. We're coming back into our flat back. So this is a place in sun salutations where there's another forward fold, but we're not doing that. And then you make your way back up to standing, hands come together at heart center. So that's how to safely modify a sun salutation. The next pose that is really common in a yoga class is to come into a forward fold from a seated position. There are a number of these in yoga. So I'm going to make my way down to my mat. We're going to come to sit in a position with legs out in front of us. So from this position, often people will reach forward and touch their toes from here. So what this would look like, you might reach your arms up, and then as you exhale, then you'll come into a forward fold. This is absolutely something to avoid under all circumstances. So there's a point where you can see that I have a lot of mobility and I'm coming forward and my back probably looks like it's pretty straight. But if I come all the way down, I'm going to come into a rounded shape with my spine. You can see it happening. And as I'm here, this is what could cause a compression fracture. Don't ever do that if you have osteoporosis. So let's talk about what you could do instead. Depending on the structure of the class and how you feel, you might just reach your arms up towards the sky and leave them here in this position. Alternatively, you can get the same stretch in an osteoporosis safe way by making your way down onto your side and then mindfully transitioning over onto your back. Grab a yoga strap, or if you have a lot of mobility, you could even take your fingers and wrap them around your big toe. But from here, you'd take your yoga strap and take your leg up towards the sky, one leg at a time, not both. I'm gonna take my other leg and straighten it out long. So from here, you can see that we're working on the same stretch. You can actually, if you have great mobility, you might be feeling a stretch in the back of your leg with your leg way out far in front of you, and that's great. As long as you're feeling the stretch in the back of your leg, you're getting the right stretch. If you have hypermobility or lots of mobility, you could continue to bring your leg way far towards your torso. And I'm not in danger of rounding my spine because my back is flat here on the mat and my other leg is out long. So this is protecting your back, but you're still able to work on flexibility and maintaining flexibility, but to do so in an osteoporosis safe way. And of course, you would want to switch and do the same thing with your other leg. Additionally, from here, you could also take a leg out to the side. So you could hold a leg anywhere out to the side and work through hips. And then you could also work your hand up the strap towards your foot, taking your leg out as far as your body will allow. And you've done this in a way that is safe because of the positioning with your back on your mat. From here, I'm going to scooch down further on my mat. The next pose is one that I know of people having compression fractures from doing in yoga class. This is a do not do it ever pose. I'm going to scooch down so that you can still see me on the camera. This is Halasana plow pose. This is a do not ever do it in yoga class. So I'm going to take my legs up and then I'm going to move my feet so that they're touching the ground, and you can see that I've come into this rounded shape with my spine. This puts a lot of pressure on the front part of the spine and is something to avoid in all circumstances if you have osteoporosis. Don't ever do that pose. The next pose is bridge pose, and this is a really interesting pose. Depending on how this pose is done, it can be absolutely wonderful for osteoporosis and strengthening your spine and your hips, but it can also be problematic and cause you to come into a rounded shape. So let's talk about what not to do, and then let's talk about what to do. So to come into bridge pose, you could have your arms out to the sides, and you should be looking up towards the ceiling, regardless of what cueing you're given. But then you lift your hips up towards the sky and you might be squeezing glutes. But then from here, in a regular yoga class, you'll often hear the cueing to lower down to your mat one vertebrae at a time. So as you watched me do that, you can see that I'm coming down in a way that causes your spine to round. That is something you should not do with osteoporosis. But here's what you can do instead. You can turn bridge pose into a bone fit bridge that's wonderful for bone loss. So bringing your arms out to the sides at about a 45-degree angle, press the back of your head and your shoulders firmly into the floor. This is creating stability and safety for your spine. From here, you lift hips up and you can squeeze glutes at the top. You could hold it or you could lift and lower. But the really important part is that you're lowering down to your mat in one piece. You're not coming down one vertebrae at a time. So that makes bridge pose a safe pose to do. The next pose, that's something that we want to be really aware of and careful with in a regular yoga class, is coming into child's pose. So coming into child's pose, this can be done a couple of different ways. You'll see this done where legs are together. I'm going to show this first. This is the version that you want to avoid, and I'm going to demonstrate why. So if your knees are together and you're coming into child's pose, the other thing that you'll commonly see done is bringing your arms back behind you. As I do this, you'll notice that I've come into this rounded shape with my spine. And it's a great way to just relax and melt into the floor. And it's fine if you don't have bone loss. But if you do, coming into the rounded shape puts your spine at risk, and we want to avoid that. So there's a really simple way to adjust this. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to take our knees out to the sides. So you're creating space. We're going to come into a wide leg child's pose. This is going to make space to come forward from the hips in a way that protects the spine. So I'm going to demonstrate this from the side. So feet are together, knees come out to the sides. And then I can come and sit back as far into my heels as it's comfortable. I'm not gonna bring my arms back behind. With bone loss, I'm always gonna walk my arms out long in front of me. And from this position, you could bring your head down to a block or even all the way down to the mat, depending on mobility and what this feels like in your body. But you're working through hips and you're creating length extension through your spine, which protects your spine. So from here, go ahead and walk your hands back in, and I'm gonna make my way into a tabletop position. So from here, there's another really common exercise that's done in yoga, cat-cow. So there is some debate about cat-cow. I know in different countries they would say that because it's supported with your shoulders that this is still okay to do. This is not a pose that I ever teach in a bone-friendly class. I don't ever teach cat-cow. So I'm going to show several things that you can do instead. So this is what not to do. So with cat-cow, you drop your belly and lift your chest, coming into the cow. And then from here, you come into this rounded shape with your spine, coming into the cat. This is something to avoid with bone loss. So there are several variations of things that you can do instead. You could drop your belly coming into the cow part and then come to a neutral spine. And you could just do this half of the exercise in a way that protects your back. Alternatively, there are some fun variations that you could do. You could do this from a seated position. You could do this from a standing position. You can reach your arms up towards the sky and lift your heart. So this is like coming into the cow part, but it's just the cow part, but from a seated or a standing position. So often in bone-friendly classes, I will teach a version of this either from a seated or a standing position where we reach arms up towards the sky and lift our hearts and bring hands together at heart center. Reaching arms up and lifting our hearts and coming back together with hands at heart center. So I hope that you are still able to enjoy your yoga class and to protect your bones. So if you really like yoga and you'd like to practice and you'd like to take a class that you know is just osteoporosis safe, I offer a community membership that's focused on exercise, and we practice yoga along with additional strength training that uses resistance bands and weights in a way that is osteoporosis safe at different fitness levels. So if you're interested in doing that and you'd like more information, there is a link in the description down below this video to check out about community membership. I hope that you are able to continue practicing yoga and to enjoy what you're doing, whether you do it with me or somebody else. Thank you so much, and I look forward to talking to you in the next video.